We're gonna make some sausages, and I have some buns, nice bread, French, and we're gonna cook some onions, peppers, and put the sausage inside the bread, and then put some of this nice stuff and eat it. So it's gonna be very tasty. It's nice out tonight. Using a Dexter knife. I love these knives. I'm a big fan of onions. Onions make the meal. Some people, they don't like onions, so they're not really getting the full effect of this delicious food. I could eat them raw. My grandfather would get an onion at night, a little bit of salt, and peel the onion with some bread, some nice bread, and slices of onion. Low calories, very tasty. Good stuff. Smells good, but if the sulfur gets in your eyes, makes you cry. Makes you cry like a baby. So you need a breeze going this way or this way to get rid of the sulfur, or put a match right here and the match will absorb the sulfur. Maybe. Look at that. Nice looking onion. Remember years ago, you'd go into the pizza place and they had subs, and you'd get an Italian sub, which was like, you know, get mortadella and bologna and salami and all kind of stuff in there, and then they put some onions in there, and the onions intensified that flavor. So good. I go to Vegas and I go to the buffet, or the buffet, and they have Mexican food. I love Mexican food. And they have tacos. I will add 6 pounds of onions and cilantro. I can't get enough of cilantro. Hot sauce. So last night around 10 o'clock at night, 10, 11, the police department, they usually fly around, but they fly up high, the helicopters. But last night they flew extra low, like just right above the tree line. The tree line, the tree top. The tree line is where you urinate. I don't know where they were going, but they were flying fast. They came from that direction and they went across that way, north, and they were very low, evading the radar. Lots of onions. Gonna fry these up a little bit, or is it saute? You say fry, people get offended. I will saute these. I can pretty much eat anything, but I do not like lamb. I could eat it If I had to, if I went over somebody's house and they, you know, they invited me over and they cooked lamb, I will eat the lamb. But I do not like it. Give me a steer steak. You know, like ribeye is a very tasty steak. New York strip, porterhouse. I could eat that all day. And on the raw side. But lamb, I do not like lamb. But I will eat it. If I come over your house and you make lamb, I will eat it. And I had buffalo one time. Did not like buffalo. I ate it. They made me a buffalo burger. And had a bit of that gamey flavor. I'm not a fan of, you know, did not like the buffalo. Anyway, I'm going to cut these up, but I'm going to start cooking these. That way we'll eat tonight, not next week. This olive oil is from Sicily. So that's what we're using tonight. You need like a wrench to open this. That smells delicious. Delicious. And I have some jalapeno peppers. These are delicious, delicious peppers. This jalapeno cilantro, avocado, they go together. But cilantro, awesome. But these are very flavorful jalapeno peppers. Habanero, that's a pretty good one too, habanero. Anyway, I will light the fire with Zippo lighter. Look at that. It's my favorite brand, Zippo. Comes in a leather pouch, goes around your belt. You're out in the wild, you want to start a fire, cook a steak, Zippo. Highly recommended. All right. So today we're using Morton's kosher salt. And we cut these down to size here. You never know when you're going to cut your fingers. You start off, you think everything's fine, and then the knife slips and gives you a nice cut. I had a friend, his name was Vinny, a friend of mine back in the old days, and he was playing with a knife. This is back in high school. And his father said to him, "Stop playing with that knife, you're going to cut yourself." And he kept playing with the knife. And his father kept saying, "You're going to cut yourself." And the thing I remember about his father, he looked like Pavarotti. That's what he looked like. Anyway, somehow playing with the knife, and he cut his hand on the top here across this way. Big scar, and could not move these two fingers. Got it stitched up and everything, and over time it healed, and he got the sensation back and everything. As far as I know, because I haven't talked to him in many years, as far as I know, everything returned to normal back then. But he had a nice scar, nice scar, and playing with the knife. Didn't listen to the father. So Had another friend named Habib, and he had some weird scars on the top of his hand. They were like, you know how Converse has that greater than, is that the greater than sign and the star? He had a bunch of those kind of cuts stitched up. I don't know how he got those, but they looked interesting back then. I don't even know why we get scars. You should get cut, heal, and go back to your original design. Don't keep getting scars. I don't mind the seeds. Some people, they mind the seeds. I like the seeds, but some people, they don't like them. One thing I like about the evening hours, people start to cook their dinner and you can smell it. Somebody around here is cooking some kind of Asian food. There's a sweetness that you smell in the atmosphere. It smells very, very tasty, and that's not just tonight, that's every night. It smells good. Starting to get dark out. Street lights are on. That was the expression in the old days when I was a kid. They would say, be home before the street lights come on. And you'd say, oh, the street lights came on, I gotta go. Not uncommon back then to get home after the street lights came on. Those were good years. Nowadays they sit in front of a computer and play games. Boring. When I was a kid, we played, and we didn't play with Mama and Papa watching us. We played on the other side of town, basically, you know. We weren't shouted around back then with our parents constantly watching us like we were little babies. Some people grew up that way, you know. Some parents, they were like, where are you going? Where are you? Where'd you go? What'd you do? And kids would tell their parents every detail. I didn't grow up like that. Explain every detail. They asked me, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I went there. I don't remember. I didn't give details. You know, I wasn't trained that way. Yeah, for me and the kids I hung around with, the parents were kind of like the parents from the Peanuts. It was like wah wah wah, you know, in the background. And yeah, we did things together on the weekends if it was made to be that way, where you know we would go somewhere. But for the most part, when we played, it was just me and my friends. We didn't have the parents 30 feet away or arranging play dates. Like I said, the parents back then were like the Peanuts parents. All you would hear was like wah 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 wah, and we kind of handle our own problems. I didn't really say, hey, you know, this is going on right now. I didn't do any of that. Not a fan of the mama's boy types. Got a helicopter going by. I don't know what they're looking for every night. They're looking for people, I don't know. I had a friend in the second grade, his name was Michael. He looked like a little kitten, you know, very shy. He would talk to me, but in general, you know, you couldn't get like 3 words out of him all day. He's a very shy kid. And we'd hang around, you know, walking around the neighborhood. Nobody knew where we were. And then at the end of the day, when the street lights would start to come on, he had a side door. He'd climb up like 10 steps and knock on the door, and his mother would open up, and the kitchen was there. And every night, every evening, when we would go back to his place to finish up the day, when the door would open up, you'd smell nice cooking coming out of that kitchen. His mother always, you know, stirring things up in the pot. Very, very nice smell. So he was at my house one day, and I was 7 years old back then, second grade. And my mother says she asked him about me, how do I behave in class? And he said to her, he's good sometimes. And that pissed me off. Still pisses me off that he said that. So I was trying to, you know, figure out a way, if I went to his house, to work that in if his mother ever asked me. And she asked me one time, how is he? And I didn't say anything. I said, he's all right. But yeah, he said about me that sometimes he's good. Meaning I'm rowdy or something, you know. And I'm thinking, what's the point of even saying that right now? Second grade. He was shy for everything else, but when my mother asked him, how is he, you know, how does he behave in school, he threw that line in there. Find him today and tell him that. But yeah, hung around with him second grade, and then third grade, they switched classes, and he was in another class. I didn't see him. So last time I saw him was second grade. He looked like a little kitten. '84, summer of '84, Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi. Love that movie. Anyway, go to Japan someday. Eat some, they have nice food there, good food. Yep. Let me see if the fire's ready. And we have beef tenderloin here, a little bit, kind of like a snack. Just a little bit. That's good meat. The truck. That's it, food is done. and I put my jalapenos in there to roast a little bit. Look across the street and I can see they have a big television set going there. That's it. Gonna go eat now. Horsepower. You know, when I was little, I didn't know anything about steak and eggs. And then one day I was home watching Bonanza, and there was a scene where, I think it was at the beginning of one of the episodes, Ben Cartwright, and I think it was Hoss that was with him, he says to Hoss, let's go grab some steak and eggs, pointing into the saloon. And I said, steak and eggs? So they went in there and they ordered it, and they came out and started eating it, and it looked really really good. So maybe a couple of weeks after that, I got a steak and made a couple of eggs and ate it, and I said, that's a pretty good combination. But that's the first time I had it. That's the first time I heard about steak and eggs, an episode of Bonanza. I'm a big fan of that show. Love the Cartwrights. It's a nice house they had, and big property. See, if you have that kind of property, you can have a Cane Corso and not worry about it. But a big fan of that. Also a big fan of the Big Valley. I used to watch those shows in my room all the time. Barbara Stanwyck, one of my favorite actresses. I think she's one of my favorite actors, period. Barbara Stanwyck. Like her style. Tough lady. All right.